and good afternoon. Another spin venture is upon us. Today, I am at Fort Christmas Historical Park. Now, Fort Christmas Park is a roadside attraction off of Route 50, just outside of the Orlando area. And the reason it's very famous is because of the um, war between the Seminole Indians and the uh, Spanish Indian War that took place here early 1800s. And we're just going to kind of take a look around and see the different different houses, forts here in the town of Christmas, Florida. And so just follow me. And of course, we first take a gander at the gift shop. Mostly it sits right in the dead center of the historical park. There you go, get past the tree. And then we're just going to kind of walk around. Of course, we got I can't walk around the park, really. Yeah. But this is an old-time house. Old venture house. And I guess we have to stay on the trail. But this house, early, that was back early behind me. There we go. House behind me is now just as a museum prop here on the Fort Christmas Historical Park. And of course, you can never go wrong with having a basketball court also on the grounds. It's a very nice court as well. 1 hour limit for basketball. That's not good. I mean, you gotta have more than that. Come on. You know, pickup games last 2 hours. But what on earth? Well, they have pieces of wood on the nets in the hoop. And that's weird. I guess you cannot play basketball. But let's just continue walking. Let's go ahead and read some of these signs. Here at Fort Christmas. And we're going to take a look at some of these houses. They got signs on the front, so we should be able to see what things kind of look back. We're taking a trip back in time in 1932. 1932. This was known as the Lunchroom. Oh, sorry. There we go. That's the Lunchroom, where, of course, you would say people had lunch. Kind of like a cafeteria. It was built in 1932, and that's where a lot of the this was also school grounds, and that's where the kids went and ate their lunch, in that little house building right there. And moving on towards the next house as we go forward. This looks like a schoolhouse, actually. So, and I think we can walk through here, actually. So we can actually, yeah, Union School. This was a schoolhouse. It was established in 1906. Large one-room school named Union School because it united several small family-operated schools in the Fort Christmas area into one central location. Isolated community school provided important social as well as educational activities. Programs, graduations were all well attended. Usually referred to as the Fort Christmas School. It was closed in 1969 due to population growth. The small school was no longer able to provide for all the children in the community. Since then, local children have attended Columbia Elementary and in Bithlow. So in 1969, this school closed down because of the attendance became so great the capacity was over full, and they had to shut it down because the kids moved on to different school. Now we're going to walk on. Now we're going to walk on through and see some other historical settings. I'd like to find out where the fort itself is. I hope we're allowed to walk through here. Surely we are. And read these signs. But the longleaf pines, and of course we got play area for the kids back in the back there, but more or less, and walk around the area between the log cabins. So let's go on back through here and see. It is really nice outside today too. It's only 78 degrees. It is gorgeous. Not hot at all. So my phone should be okay. It actually should not overheat. But just in case, I did bring mine back up. So, but anyway, as I was coming in to turn into the place I was coming to, the Fort Christmas, there actually is, on the side of the road, there's actually a statue of Santa and a Christmas tree and a cross. And okay, it looks like we have found Fort Christmas. And yes, okay, so I was correct. It was the Seminole War. White settlers moved into Florida 1820s and 1830s. Reservation west of the Mississippi, efforts to convince the Seminoles to move failed. 1835, conflict known as the Second Seminole War began in earnest late in 1837. Thomas S. Jessup, over commander in Florida, began energized preparation to carry the fighting to South Florida, where he believed he would find a large force of hostile Indians. These preparations include opening a road on the west side of the St. Johns River, building along the road several posts to serve the depots for operations to the south. On December 25th, Christmas Day, troops under the command of Bridge General Abraham Eustis, distance from here, General Jessup himself, established Fort Christmas on the north side of a creek. So on December 25th, Fort Christmas was established, so that makes a lot of sense that Fort Christmas and Christmas, Florida, that's how the town got its name. Early led the column south from Fort Christmas early in January. By late January, Jessup's troops were receiving their supplies by water from the St. Lucie River, and in March, Fort Christmas was abandoned. While this simple wooden fortification was short-lived, it gave its name to the town of Christmas, a short distance south of here. Very cool. And this is Fort Christmas itself, right here. You can see Fort Christmas. And the Seminole Indian Wars. Why can't we go in there? There's a big door. Here we go. Seminole Indian War in Florida. During the Second Seminole War, General Eustis, U.S. Army under the command of General Thomas S. Jessup moved a column south from Fort Mellon in Sanford, what's now known as Sanford, Florida, on December 17, 1837. The column consisted of 3rd Regiment of Artillery, 4 companies of the 3rd and 4th Dragons, and 4th Company Alabama Volunteers. A train of 50 wagons with 20,000 rations moved with it. They hacked their way through the palmettos and cabbage palm hammocks, pine barriers, and scrub, building roads upwards of 20 bridges, 20 to 70 feet long, wow, and 7 causeways to reach this point. From the 25th through the 27th of December, Christmas Day, to 2 days after Christmas, in 1837, they built a supply depot of pine pickets 80 feet square with two blockhouses 20 feet square they called Fort Christmas, having started it on Christmas Day. The original fort was located about 1/2 mile north here on a creek they named Christmas Creek. On the opposite side of the creek was an abandoned Indian village referred to as Powell's Town. This reconstruction by Orange County Parks was dedicated in 1977 on December 17th. So this itself is Fort Christmas. But we can't go in there because it is locked, apparently. Unless we could, I don't know. I'd like to go in and check it out. But that's the fort. Right there. Fort Christmas. So we're going to continue walking on through here and see now kind of the different housing developments and log cabins that are on the property. Since we have seen that is the main fort of Fort Christmas during the Seminole Indian Wars. And